I know when I start up, it's not a problem. Let me start streaming. Then I can get onto the stream very quickly. But I did stop the stream, and I think when you do, on the YouTube side, when I stop that stream, you sometimes have to get a new code, a new address. But let's see if I have to. Yeah, something's coming, Frank. Something's coming. Shit, man. There we go. So I did not have to get a new code, which means I can quickly WhatsApp you the link. Just stand by, Frank. Now it's going to work. If I can, WhatsApp. I'll just then you just click on that link, and then you'll be in business. Then you can give me a critical report, and you'll see yourself. Frank. Oh, I've got 2 Franks. There's my dear Frank. Right. And I'll send you that link. Righto, Frank. You could click onto that link I've just sent you, and then you'll see me on WhatsApp. There's quite a delay, obviously, but you'll also see yourself, which is nice. And then you can really check what your quality is. That's the best way to report, to give a guy a report, is to send him a nice link, a YouTube link. Let me just see if I'll have to go to your page quickly and just get your link. And then I'll be on WhatsApp as well. So there we go. I just hope the audio quality is okay. I turned the volume very down so we don't get feedback. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Frank, will you take the micro then? DD0CW ZD6YI cutting carrier, and take the micro then. DD0CW ZD6YI cutting carrier.
Oh, not locked. Not locked. Doesn't matter. But it was okay. A very good quality also. Ah, here you are again. Yes, works very well. No problems. I want to stop it. 1 second. Very good quality also. Here you are again. Okay. Good, good. Yes, okay. But what I think the best way to give a report to another station is to make a QSO here on the transponder. Yes. Gary, in the last weeks or months, you don't use the chat. Sometimes it's good to have also the chat as a parallel channel. Yesterday I had a QSO with Leon also, then his station crashed again, and but I had no channel to communicate with him. But after a few minutes he came back, then it was okay. That's why I'm always praying, use the chat. Okay. So, if you like, take the microphone and the camera. Take
Z my eye. Let me just lock. Yeah. And just put that on mute. Okay, Frank, yes, a guy must remember, though, that through the YouTube channel is about a 20-second delay. I've done that on purpose to get good buffering, so that the quality on YouTube is good. So it'll show unlocked for a little while, and then it locks, and then the next station starts. I'm using the ride receiver standalone with a mini tuner plugged in, but I can control the ride's frequencies just with one or other computer using that Quick's what do you call it? A very nice program. It's called Quick Tune by Mike Zero Delta Tango Sierra. And so I can tune both. Frank, I just have to quickly go and
is waiting for Gary, who is opening the door. When you are back, you can push a little bit, then I switch off again, only to keep the frequency here. Hey, what's with this camera? I don't see my hand. 1 second. USB. Where's this? Channel. Okay. Oh no. Now it works. Oops. Delta Delta 0 Charlie Whiskey. Waiting for ZS. Six? Why yes, 6 or 1? I am getting away.
Okay, Frank. DD0CWZ6YI. Yeah. You get mixed up with Leon. He's in the Cape. Now, why did it not lock? It says it's not locked. Let's just see. Takes a bit long to lock. I must, and it locked very quickly. Anyway, let's just put my hand up to get an idea of the time it takes. We'll see. Yeah, the ride is also slow compared to the mini tuner. I don't know why that should be, because I'm running it off the same antenna. I've split the antenna. I've got one in the one mini tuner, one in the other mini tuner. So I can watch who's next to us, for example. And I said to Leon last night, you and I often do duplex. He was actually telling me he did a duplex with you. And so now I can. I see the guy's gone off, but now I can easily do a duplex. If you transmit on another frequency, I can pick it up. And so that's nice having the two receivers. At least you can quickly pan ahead, and if you see a very big, strong station overpowered, you can quickly pop over and have a look who it is without having to leave your channel. But to do duplex, the delay is so high anyway that you might as well just go simplex, I think. Yeah, Leon told me he had a long chat with you. It was good fun. Yeah, what's the time now? On a Saturday, he's normally late. Normally very late. That's a week. I think his maid comes and then they do the necessary cleaning up, and I don't know what he does. But he's normally late. And also in the morning, he's normally late too. But I have WhatsApped him early to say, I hope I haven't taken you out of your slumber. But then again, he goes to bed very late as well. Yeah, totally overcast day here today. It was drizzling. As a matter of fact, it's drizzling right now. Light rain, which is fine. So, and the signal's good, so all's good. And it looks like the streaming's working. That's, to me, important. I think I'll be able to give a nice solid stream now without it breaking up, and I think the audio's okay on the streaming. Yeah, of course, to give a report, you must do it on the satellite, naturally. It's always better. But, this is another mode, just fun. Yeah, I battled a bit to get the HDMI out of the ride with audio. I got beautiful picture, but no audio. And then I asked the clever guys, and they said, no, they're just doing it. It's working. And I tried a different HDMI capture card, which has even got an audio input and an audio output. But anyway, I put a headphone in, and I could hear myself. And I did nothing else on the computer, and suddenly it came right, Frank. Absolutely right. And it's been right since. I've closed it overnight. This morning woke up, first shot it started, no problem. So I don't know if the computer eventually found its driver, but it's supposed to have no driver, you just plug and play. But maybe there is a little hidden driver that was being downloaded, and eventually it's got it from the unit itself, but it works very, very, very well. So I'm quite happy with that. And I think it's going to be better now. So I can transmit, I can watch everybody else and stream with a separate computer, separate receiver. So it should not bother. There's nothing else plugged into the computer other than the receiver. I was streaming the computer via the LAN, but my two computers don't really clash, but sometimes I do something on the one and it affects the other. I must probably set up independent IP addresses for the computers, I suppose. I don't know. I'm not a clever guy when it comes to these network and computer things. Give me RF and antennas and we can talk a different language, but not computers. I'm learning, but we're learning reasonably quickly. It's coming right. You know, in the days I used to leave all that type of thing to my son, Quentin. He was really a boffin. You know, you often hear, oh, my son's a boffin, but he really was. He used FPMGA's, field programmable gate arrays, for his PhD thesis and, in fact, for his MSc thesis, and programmed them. And he had to build a supercomputer. It ran 30 processors. I counted them yesterday. 34 processors, 30 quad processors, all combined and working in unison. When he did very complicated mathematic predictions and so forth, like chaos mathematics and stuff. Unbelievable speed. And also, we used to do CAD on that, CAD rendering and CAD design and so forth. The design's easy, but when it came to rendering, or he did fluid dynamics, computational fluid dynamics. I know we had a very fancy laptop for him, and it took hours, it took days, not hours, days to do a certain section of the simulation that he was doing. And when he built the supercomputer, as we called it, the story was he was supposed to get a supercomputer from Sun Microsystems on loan for his PhD. And he knew quite a big shot at Sun. And then the guy phoned him and said, you know, Quentin, I can't give it to you because I've been stopped, because your PhD thesis is going about nuclear mechanical engineering. And when they heard the word nuclear, they said no. So he came to me and said, yes, Dad, I've got a lot of difficult things to design and do. What am I going to do? I said, well, build your own computer. Can you do it? I don't know these things. He said, yeah, I can. It just takes money. I said, right. How many processes? So you calculated exactly how many processes he could put in before his mains tripped. He went as high as what his mains at his house could handle, the amperage coming in. So he put 30, there were four processes on each board. So it's 120 processes he was running, all super fast stuff for the time. And he built this thing, and about 2 o'clock one morning, he actually phoned me, he never did that, And he was never a guy that swore. He never used bad language. He hated it. And but he did that night. He said, "Dad, this thing is bloody fast." And I could, I still teased him. I said, "Hey, don't swear." He said he put the same program that he spent days on his laptop to number crunch. He put on this thing and he went to switch on the kettle to make some coffee. And by the time he came back, the job was done. So he uninstalled that, redid it. And I think he said maybe 30, 40 seconds and it was done. Took his laptop days to do. Anyway, he completed his doctorate very well, and then we used the supercomputers he called it for CAD and other computational fluid dynamic problems, where you design something for a vehicle and then you simulate the airflow across it and the drag and all that type of stuff. And yeah, it was very interesting. So, long story, that was the background. So whenever I needed anything done on computers, he did it. And when he passed away tragically almost 6 years ago now, I had to climb in and try and learn what he was trying to teach me, and I still haven't come near. So I've plodded along, ask advice and whatever, and eventually it works. So that's all that counts. Right, Frank, that was a long over. I did that on purpose because I'm checking the streaming. Streaming's still solid, so I'm happy. DD0 Charlie Whiskey. It's almost time for your tea, ZA6YI.
Delta 0 Charlie Whiskey. 1 second, yes. Yes, interesting what you have told. No, I had already my tea and my coffee. No problem. We have a very sunny morning here, but cold. Half an hour or 1 hour ago it was below zero. Maybe now a few degrees above zero, but it's cold. I have to work outside today also a little bit because I have to prepare myself for the next winter. 2 days ago I've got wood for the heating for the next winter, and I have to staple it into a shelf or something. Yes, that's terrible work. Okay, Gary, let's make your tea again, and your YouTube stream seems to work now also. Then I wish you a nice day, and this afternoon a nice net with all things working. 73, and all the best to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, Frank, DD0 Charlie Whiskey, ZA6YI returning. I hope it locked. Right, morning. Okay, Frank, yeah, good. Yeah, that wood story is a problem. You should hire some young guys to quickly do it for you. That will be the easiest, I think, but a bit expensive, I suppose, seeing that the labor rates in your part of the world are high. I hope this Russian fiasco is not affecting your fuel supply too much. It's a problem. But anyway, I just hope it doesn't escalate worse. That we have a repeat of 1945. We wouldn't like that. Terrible. It's not good as it is. Yeah, that's life, eh? The human being is the worst animal on earth. But Frank, thanks for the story. Yeah, it's not today, it's tomorrow, the streaming, the net. I was just testing it again this morning to see that it works out okay, and it does appear to. Right, with that, 7-3, my dear friend, enjoy your your preparation for the next winter. That sounds positive in many respects. And thanks for the QSO, DD0CW, ZD6YI. Cheers, Frank.
Yeah, Delta Zero, Charlie Whiskey. Okay, Gary. You are right. The problem is you shouldn't give too much power to old Secret Service officers, KGB or German Stasi, because their mind is always crazy for the rest of the life. Okay, bye-bye, 73s.
Yeah, Frank. So many people suffer. That's the problem. So many people suffer. Anyway, my dear friend, thanks. Let's keep it on a cheerful note and enjoy our DATV. That's to be very important, that we can have some fun playing around with this new technology. 73 ZS6YI, also QR Tokyo.
In the 21st century. Let's take a look at a video from Eutelsat about their satellite.
In 2010, the Qatar satellite company, Eutelsat, was established to manage and develop a sustainable national satellite industry, entering into a strategic partnership with Eutelsat to operate a high-capacity satellite for Qatar's broadcasting, telecommunication and internet services. And Space Systems Loral was selected to build the first high-performance satellite, SHALE-1. It would take 3 years to build and weigh approximately 6 tons, eventually orbiting 36,000 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Space Systems Loral provided Eutelsat with an intensive 2-year satellite engineering internship program for 4 engineers to become the country's first satellite engineers. In 2012, Ariane Space was selected to launch SHALE-1 from the French Guiana spaceport. And SHALE-1 entered into service on Qatar National Day 2013, with SHALESAT's 24/7 management center in Doha monitoring TV channels, business and data services. In 2014, SHALESAT selected the Mitsubishi Electric Company to build its second satellite, and in 2015, a state-of-the-art teleport facility began construction in Doha, which is now nearing completion and set to open by the end.
Locked again, ZS6YI testing. Let me just get this thing on mute. It's put a red button on it so I can see it. Okay, ZS6YI testing, streaming, just to make sure that it's now a robust system. It used to block out every now and then, but now I've got it sorted, I think. So with that, let me put a video on. It'll be easier than having to talk for hours. I don't want to talk for hours, obviously. But let me just get have I got a video here? South Africa above, that might be a good one. So here goes.
Our aerial journey begins at Cape Town and Table Mountain, before heading south round the Cape of Good Hope, and then back up past some of the best-known vineyards to Stellenbosch. We then head east to Hermanus and whale watching, before flying along the garden route to Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape, and on up the wild coast to Durban in KwaZulu-Natal, before heading inland to the Drakensberg Mountains. And where better to begin our aerial journey than Cape Town, and on top of one of the most recognisable mountains in the world, Table Mountain. The mountain towers over the city. It's 2 miles long and 3,500 feet above sea level. It was named Table Mountain by Antonio da Soldano, the first European to sail into the bay in 1503. The flat top is flanked on one side by Devil's Peak, and the other, Lion's Head. One of the most famous views of the mountain is from the sea to the north, where it's possible to see how much it dominates the city. More often than not, the mountaintop is covered by white tablecloth, when clouds are formed by a warm southeasterly wind rising up the mountainside and meeting colder air at the top. And the views from the top are spectacular. But for those who prefer the easy way up, a cable car takes you to the plateau. And standing in the mountain shadow is a memorial to a man who more than any other played such an important, as well as controversial, role in the story of South Africa, Cecil Rhodes. At the end of the 19th century, he used his wealth to build a British empire in the New World, through mining concessions and creating British protectorates. He created Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe, and dreamt of a red line of British power from Cape Town to Cairo. Cape Town is a true cosmopolitan city and a major tourist destination. Its development over the centuries has been influenced by Dutch, British and Cape